Welcome, fellow Rotarians. I am very honored today to be able to speak briefly on President Splend's behalf. I'm so excited to see so many happy faces. Let's see, we need someone to lead us in our pledge. Dr. Eccles, would you mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty, and our songsters have been practicing for 5 minutes.
Relentlessly.
Oh, we need another mic.
Why? Oh.
There's the mic.
Okay, you're gonna introduce?
Okay, somebody introduce.
Just say it. Go ahead and say it.
Say. Okay.
Well, considering our search for a new location to have our meetings, we thought that we should do a song that talks about finding a place. So I Know a Place by Petula Clark. Okay, ready?
Huh?
1, 2,
Lyrics.
4.
Just get away where your worries won't find you. If I like you, I'll tell you more. Give it 5 minutes of rehearsal.
I know, you know, aren't they amazing? Just love it. Okay. All righty. And not only is he our songster, but Tim Berry is going to give us a thought for the day.
Hello, everyone. Well, what day is it on Sunday? Father's Day. It's Mother's Day. Or some of us men are mothers, but it's really Mother's Day. And from whence we all come, we are devoted to our mothers, and all the great virtues of motherhood are similar to Rotarian virtues, aren't they? But I have a little song here. Eddie Arnold penned this one. Remember Eddie? Well, M is for the million things she gave me. O means only that she's growing old. T is for the tears she shed to save me. H is for her heart of purest gold. E is for her eyes with love light shining. R means right, and right she'll always be. Put them all together, they spell mother, a word that means the world to me. And M is for the mercy she possesses. O means that I owe her all I owe. T is for her tender sweet caresses. H is for her hands that made a home. E means everything she's done to help me. R means real and regular, you see. Put them all together, they spell mother, a word that means the world to me.
Thank you, Tim. Very nice. And as always, to make all this wonderful stuff happen for us, we have our frontline spur reporter, Joel Swanson. Spur publisher Kathy Coyle, meeting photographer Irv Stowers, visual, audio visual Don Wentz, Zoom host Jeff Youngsma. You out there? Yep. okay.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. And our wonderful greeter today, Don Sweeney. Let's give them all a big hand. Okay, let's start off by introduction of visiting Rotarians. Let's start out in Zoom land. Do we have any visiting Rotarians, Jeff?
We do not have any visiting Rotarians that I am aware of,
Okay.
nor guests.
Okay, how about visiting Rotarians in our room? Yes, go ahead.
Walt,
Dr. Eccles.
or a word. So Dr. Ward Eccles is a, no, I understand you're a dentist, but he's a member of, the morning. Well, it's green.
I think you
Okay.
just have to hold it close.
Very close. Okay. Dr. Eccles is a member of the morning club. The problem is that they changed their meeting time from 7 a.m. to 8:15. So anyway, he's shopping around to find another a Rotary club, which would fit his schedule better. And so the job for all of you is to explain why this is the best Rotary club in the Tri-Valley. And so anyway, that
Was that it?
that's it. Yeah.
Okay, welcome, Ward. Okay, we have another guest. Go ahead. Who are you?
Got a guest?
No, we're still doing visiting Rotarians. We have,
I'd like to introduce Julio Aldoing, who is with the Pleasanton, Maine Club. We just had a nice conversation here for about 15 minutes and I can't remember any of it.
welcome, Julio. Julio's got a quick little announcement.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much for allowing me to come and visit with you today. I'm here to introduce and promote our annual fundraising event, which is one of several. And this one is happening in 10 days' time in downtown Pleasanton. Which you have flyers on your table, which you are welcome to take one. And it describes that it is going to be on the Friday, May 19th at the Veterans Memorial Building on Main Street. And it starts at 5:30 and dinner starts at 7:40. You know, the tournament begins at 7:45 and dinner is before that. And the price is as listed below at various versions that you can pick as you like. And there is also this year a theme costume contest. So this year's is rhinestone and boots. I think one year we have the Chicago Gangsters, which I think I like this better. So the winner of the poker event this coming year is, the winner can take this cup and keep it for 1 year. And your name will be engraved, just like the other winners that we had before us. And the top prize is $500 for the first winner, and $150 for the other at the last table. Put the best players. And so imagine you can win. So like imagine Rotary. Imagine you are doing good with our program, and please consider that and take that with you. And then if you cannot come, if you can think of friends and relatives that may be interested, please introduce that to them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julio. Julio. Okay, Zoomland, do we have any guests?
No, I do not see any guests here in Zoom land.
Okay, how about in our room?
Yes, I have a guest, Kristen Butley.
She's going to be a member. At least I have a rumor, heard a rumor that she's going to be
I
a member.
know. I'm
soon.
very excited.
Okay. She has a little company called Monarch Designs and does a lot of embroidery and fancy embroidery. Yeah.
Hmm.
So anyway, looking forward to seeing her join the club.
Yes, welcome, Christine. Okay, we have some announcements. Oh, wait, oh, we have another guest. Sorry. Oops, backwards. Sorry, didn't mean to hurry you.
Is my caretaker, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Amen. And we have one more guest, Katerina Britt, who, stand up. Katerina is a horsewoman, a realtor, and almost a member. So one more week and should be a blue badger.
Welcome, Katerina. Okay, are we done? Because I don't want to, okay, sorry. Okay, announcements. We have a couple announcements. Okay, Rotary Foundation update, Gout.
Okay, so we are in the last stretch for the Rotary year, coming to an end in 7 weeks. And a quick update, the annual fund goal is 66. We're at 87%, just doing well. So we just have to do at the same pace for the remaining 7 weeks. Polio Plus, we got 15,400. There's another 800 it's in process. So we're doing good there also. So about 11,000 to go, and we have 7 weeks remaining. Next. Oh, sorry. All right. But where we are behind is EREY, which is every Rotarian every year. And we set it to be 100%. And this is where we are. About 37 of which we got 6 or 8 pledges. And we need to be working on the rest of them in the next 7 weeks. Like to get $100 minimum, but 25 will do to meet the EREY. $100 will earn you the matching, so that's what I encourage. Let's see. So we need participation of 27 more. And you can donate it online, myrotary.org/donate, or write a check for Rotary Foundation. Now I got some high power help to talk no more than 1 minute for few Rotarians. Jay.
Thank you. I got it. Okay, 1 minute. Can you put the histogram back up? I'm responsible for the histogram. And I want you to look at it. I don't know where you are, but you know where you are if you look at that. And so I ask you, are you happy with where you are as a member of this club? And if you're not, I ask you to go home and just take 1 step to the right. Just step, that's all I ask. Just step to the right. When I get home, I'm going to step to the right. Okay?
Thank you. Next, Mike, are you here? Mike Morgan. Oh.
I will speak up on this. I appreciate very much the work that Gout has done for the organization. I was president about 18 years ago, and what inspired me to become a major donor was when TJ Gilmartin was president, and he gave us the opportunity to build homes, several homes. How many, TJ? 45 homes in Navsari, India. Each of these homes, which TJ has seen, and he explained how they work, was $1,000 each. So my wife and I decided, when we contribute a lot of money to a lot of organizations every year, I'm still actively working at my semi-advanced age. So I know I have a decent income and I can do this and I want to help other people. So I decided at that point, since TJ was so convinced about the Navsari project, my wife and I built 3 of those homes. And that put me on the goal for major donor. And since then, years ago, I decided I needed to be a Paul Harris Society member, which means we donate another 1,000 at least every year. Rotary does an outstanding job. As a matter of fact, in my office, instead of sending out Christmas cards and calendars for decades and decades, several years ago, we decided to do a poll of our clients. And then we take that money that we spend on the Christmas cards and donate $2,000 to each of 5 different organizations. This last year, our local Rotarian Foundation was one of those recipients. So what Rotary does is outstanding. They don't waste our money. There's almost no administrative costs. So why not give to the organization that we all are so actively involved in? Thank you. Pat.
Thank you for those great words of wisdom, Mike. So I just had some breaking news from the Rotary Foundation just a few minutes ago that I want to read to you. And they're letting us know every Rotarian every year means that each Rotarian contributes at least $25, only $25 to TRF Rotary Foundation's annual fund. When every member of a club makes a donation, the club earns a banner celebrating 100% participation. And I know God's going to get us there, and all of you are going to get us there. Irv. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, it does.
Thank you, Irv.
Okay, so are you done? Okay, so the last person, Mike Thompson, who is not here, but he sent me a script to read. I hope I can do as well as he does. So it's Mike Thompson saying, my personal donation choice criteria are a worthy cause and a need, good management, none or low administrative costs. Rotary International Foundation is top of my list. It gives you wide-ranging areas of need to support. 100% goes to needs, and in many instances has a matching dollars. Polio Plus is a double match by Gates Foundation. Therefore, I believe it is very reasonable to expect our members to give $100 per year as a minimum. Many of our members give much more than that. So thank you all for supporting this worthy opportunity. I thought $100 is less than $9 per month. You got a good math. Set up an auto pay and you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Gowd. And you know what, to those of us that haven't paid $25, that's a couple coffees. So if you want to contact, it's true. What is it? You know, $7, $8 for a cup of coffee now if you get it in town. But anyway, Norm can help you. As you said, you can donate it to Polio Plus, but $25. I know that it, you know, for some it sounds like a lot, but we do such great things. Okay. Let's see here. All righty. Ooh, the man that doesn't really need a microphone, but has to use it, so Zoomers hear him, is Paul and our rodeo.
So again, the rodeo parade, June 10th. I have 3 things I wanted to say. First is I want to thank all the people who have made donations to the parade. We try to have the parade pay for itself. So if you've made a donation so far, thank you very much. You still can make a donation to help pay for the parade. We're still in need of donations that have for the parade on our website. So please consider more things. We're asking you for money, but for the parade to make a donation. Number 2, this is kind of a 2-part. First, I want let everyone know if you know someone who would like to be in the parade. If you have a church group, if you have a community organization, if you have a horse, someone says they're into horses, told me today they were a horse person, and you would like to ride in the parade, we have applications online at our website, and I have some written ones you can ask me afterwards. So besides, I'm asking for money, I'm asking for, looking for people to be in the parade. Number 3 is, first, I want to say I was very impressed last Saturday. I'm sure someone's going to talk about it after me, but we had a lot of people come down and volunteer at the Saturday community service day, doing hot dogs and passing out chips and cookies. We had a good crowd of Rotarians from this club. So I am going to start the old sign-up sheet. I'm going to pass it around, start it with Michael, who is actually, you are on the sign-up sheet already, Michael. Because I need lots and lots of people on parade day. And I need people also on the Tuesday before the parade to put up no parking signs around town. And then again, lots and lots of people on parade day to make the parade work. Now, this list is already online with the rest of the other parade stuff, with the donation forms, with the application forms. And now we have a sign up to work form also on there. And then anyone who puts their name on today, I will tonight put their name on the master list that's online. So I'm going to start the list around. I just need a lot of people to help out with the parade. So thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. Microphone. Well,
it was such a great event that you described. Yes. Rotary Pleasanton will donate $100 for that.
oh, how wonderful. Thank you so much.
What are you doing on June 10th? What are you doing on June 10th?
If I don't have something, which I have to check my calendar.
Okay.
I would like to go.
You would like to come? Good. We serve breakfast at 7 a.m. or 7:10 at the Riata. And also, since I just thought of this, remember the Wednesday before the parade, we will be meeting at the rodeo grounds for our annual rodeo parade lunch. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was very, very generous. Oh, wow. Thank you, TJ. Okay, Livermore Community Service Day wrap up. Loretta, I think are you on Zoom, Loretta?
Hey, Sheila, this is Splend. Loretta sent an email saying she was unable to attend, and I think we owe her a debt of gratitude and a big round of applause. She did a wonderful job, just like Paul was mentioning. We had a lot of people there. We had, I think, in excess of 200 people show up, and we served them. I want to say the Boy Scouts took care of the fire. That was, Sam Steele showed up, I guess purposely to make sure that that the entire city did not catch on fire. And the rest of us got waters, handed out chips, candy, etc. But Loretta, great job. Thanks. You did awesome.
Thank you. Okay. Our May 24th meeting will be held at the Las Positas Winery. That's at 1828 Whitmore Road, and lunch will be served. It's $30 per person. And we went there and checked out the location. Absolutely beautiful. How many of you went to that little wine social? Okay, it was very, very nice. I love being able to sit there and look out at the hills for the short period that I was there. Okay. And next week's program is Tiny Houses. Jake Metcalf, kind of giving us a little insight of what they are, the whole 9 yards of that. Basically in general, where they came from and what's the benefit of having tiny houses. I think some people actually have those, what is it called? ADU? Do you? Yeah, in your backyard. So kind of talking about those in general. Okay, so, oh, our assembly, we're going to be moderating. Okay, Splin, do you want to take over?
Well, no, I don't need to take over. I just want to introduce the subject and I appreciate, I don't know how many people we have in the building today, but I appreciate Sonia did a wonderful job coming up with some survey questions that she sent out. We got almost a 50% response rate. But we will, we would like to hear all your responses, and you're going to see the questions if you haven't seen them already, and you're going to see what the responses are. And between Mark and Sheila and Sonia, we just want to talk openly about a couple of issues raised by the survey and see what we do, in the future in terms of a place, lunches, and whether to continue with Zoom or something, the substitutes for Zoom. And I think I'll have a little input. I know when we get around to the cost of lunch, I did a little survey of some other clubs. So I'll give you some idea what other folks are charging. Take it away.
Okay. Okay. Obviously, the age-old question, where do we meet and what do we eat? I love those pictures. Okay. All right. The club's success depends on the active participation of all of its members. Obviously finding the right location, the structure for our meeting can make all the difference to ensure a successful outcome in organizing and holding meetings, as we all very well know. With this in mind, we recently distributed a survey to our members to gather feedback on the crucial aspects of our meeting. We received responses from half of you, 45 out of 98. Providing us with valuable insight we can use to guide us and improve our future meetings. Today, we will share that with you. And I guess Splin already said that, didn't he? Okay, first one. How frequently do you attend the meetings at our current location? Few times a month. Most of you, a lot of you do. I don't know, once a month and then less than. So the majority of us are here. Are you satisfied with the current meeting location? So the survey indicates half and half. Some of you care, some of you don't care. I'll be honest with you, I got a lot of emails and in person that I want a home. I want a place to call our own. I don't necessarily like this location. It's more like a, institutional type, no offense, LARPD, but it's not a home. So, okay, but your response was you didn't really care one way or the other. Did anybody have any comments on that? I'm supposed to. You don't agree with it? Yep.
Oh, he's
Thank
that
you.
guy.
You're the
Okay.
guy. Thank you. Yes, you want a home. I do too. Dawn, did you have a comment?
Well, I was going to say that they can't hear you on Zoom without the mic.
Okay, so can we, well, you're staying with me.
Somebody else volunteered.
There we go.
There we go.
Pat back there has a microphone in the back.
Okay, so she'll do the other high. Okay. All right, next one. How important is the location and lunch offerings in your decision to attending a meeting? Once again,
You're a tough group. You don't really give a shit. I don't know really what these, it's scientific and.
Yes.
Dang, okay. So some of you care deeply and most of you.
Oh,
So we're just trying to get a read on you. Go ahead, Joel.
So, I'm one of the somewhat important voters on that one. And it's because I would come to the meeting whether we had lunch or not. That's not I'll be happier if we have lunch. Somewhat important, I will still attend no matter where we are.
Okay.
That's what somewhat important means to me.
There you go. So I guess in the grand scheme of things, would you be, as Joel said, is that your feeling? That you would come regardless, but if there was lunch, that would be even better?
Nicer.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. That helps us out
All right, yeah.
tremendously. Okay. Yes, sir.
I just want to kind of expound on what TJ said is that I'm a brown bagger. I bring my lunch to work every day. But, when we have a meal, it just seems like it's just a little more, it feels more home-ish. And that's kind of I'm fine without it. I think I follow Joel's, but I'm concerned that there's not enough people at our meetings, and maybe food would help.
I think the fellowship part, when we're sitting around a table for a meeting, I think for me, there's a connection. And that's one of the things that made you all draw me in to make me love Rotary even more. Oh, we have another comment.
Yes, I'm also a brown bagger. I find it easier to brown bag than to actively order in advance. But if I didn't have to actually order in advance, I would prefer to be able to line up and get food. I think the concern is that some people may not have the financial resources to buy that lunch every week. And I think it needs to be clear that buying a meal is not a requirement for attending. And if that is not clear, then that obviously changes the equation. So anyway, I don't know how much you're going to talk about that later, but that's the primary issue that has to be addressed.
Okay, I think that's one of the bullets. Okay. Would you attend more meetings if they were held at Las Positas Winery? And so again,
But a little more on the positive.
a little
side.
more on the positive
Yeah,
side.
We leaned a lot more positive on.
And mind you, we went out, and I have to give Sonia the credit for this, to find a location, first of all, that has an opening on Wednesday, that has parking, that has accessibilities, offerings that will allow all of us to get in and out of the building. That has the ability to provide us, with a meal. And then also in this case, what's nice, we have a little libation there that, and at the end of the day, it's a beautiful location. So, are we stuck on Las Positas Winery? No, but trying to find a venue that's affordable is the key, because I know we're all concerned financially, but Las Positas is the first one out of the gate, and that's really willing to accommodate us.
Thank you. Our challenge is finding a place that has a commercial kitchen and finding a place that has staff on site willing to prepare a meal, even the simplest of meals. And then they have to have those things in advance. No one will do that for us. We are too small. So we have to have somebody who has a commercial kitchen, who has staff, who are willing to sort of simply extend their hours to just do one extra thing. And that, boy, limits the number of choices to a very small group, because there are places with commercial kitchens, but to buy a crew to come in to run the commercial kitchen, you'd hope to have sort of a $30 lunch at that point. In the back microphone.
I was very happy that Monia Lane joined this club. I haven't seen her in a half a year. I can't remember what Pat Coyle, Jeff Youngsma, Hank Shea looked like. I mean, they're on the TV, but it's not the same as sitting across from them and talking. And I would really like to get us back to that situation. We've got what, 45, 50 people in this room? When we were at the hotel, we used to get, John Shirley for years had perfect attendance, and so did many other people. I think this is a really inferior situation. Sorry.
We need to get TJ a home.
Over to Bob here.
Yeah, I just want to point out that this facility has a kitchen that is staffed and serves lunch during our meeting right next door.
Yep.
And if that's important, we could tap into that, I'm sure.
One of the challenges is capacity for a very specific time of day, and it's lunchtime. So that was one of the things. Obviously, we can keep exploring. If people love this facility, we could, but one of the things we heard was that there was concern about this facility. It worked okay, but there were some people who sort of saying, it's a little too institutional. Not that some of us shouldn't be in an institution. But well, as I said, some. I mean, everybody gets to self-select. You see where you are on the chart and move one step to the right. Okay.
Regarding Las Positas, my wife and I went there on Saturday night There was a very good singer there. The acoustics were not good only because everybody in the place was talking while she was trying to sing. We don't have that problem with Rotary, and I think it would work. My question is, they've got a beautiful outside. Would we be able to, on a nice day, use the outside?
Yes.
Well, that would be wonderful.
Yes,
I-
they said most definitely. Yes, Brian.
Without any video, yeah.
Right. Right.
Point is, without video, we could be outside. Outside, we'll never see the screen.
Correct. You are absolutely correct. And we'll be touching on that in a moment. I think Sonia, did you have a comment? Not yet? Okay. Oh, Bob, please share that thought.
So Las Positas or any place that has tablecloths on the table would be a much better place to bring prospective members than this institutional location.
Unfortunately, Las Positas doesn't use tablecloths.
Oh, no.
But their tables are finished. They're not old Formica and they're really nice.
This club has tablecloths. I could bring them to your house and you could put them on the tables at Las Positas.
Oh, that's right. We do have
A-
this.
Alan Burnham brought up the topic of required lunch, and has the board, or are you going to get to
We're
that?
going to get to that.
Okay, please get to it.
You let them talk too early.
I'm so,
You did not let them.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm so. Okay, all right.
We got a few more things.
Couple more. Okay. How much are you willing to pay for a hot, healthy lunch at our weekly meetings?
$100.
There, I love you, TJ.
Subsidized.
Okay, so 25 is the number. Magic point. Okay, got that. It's the lowest, but yeah.
Oh, we got people to say yes.
Okay, then this one, do you want to continue hybrid Zoom meetings? Okay, we got a resounding, most of you said no. A chunk of you said yes. Yes,
60-40.
60-40.
Want to be real pointy.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a comment in the back. JR.
Oh, don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say regarding Zoom, I kind of felt like it's very important for the members to be here. If you want, if you want to continue broadcasting the meetings online for someone who can't make it, that's fine, but don't make it interactive because it interrupts the meetings where you have questions online. It doesn't sound right. You got people at home chiming in. I think for some reasons, yeah, you can't make it to a meeting. You want to watch it online, but it's important for the members to be here. It's the fellowship, things like that, getting to know other members. That impacted me a lot coming to the meetings. It made me want to come on Wednesdays to just talk to the fellow Rotarians, sit down. And like you said, have a meal, you meet everybody, get to know them personally, which is gone when you do it Zoom. So I think it's very important to really take that in consideration. If we want to continue with it, maybe you could broadcast the meetings to where someone at home can watch, but they cannot interact.
So, okay. So
Okay,
Sonia's
Sheila,
gonna-
can I speak?
Yes, sir.
Sheila.
Yes, sir.
Damn it.
I'm sorry. I haven't let
See,
Zoom.
there we
talk.
go, right there, interrupting the meeting. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay, whoa.
I just,
When we decided that we were going to do Zoom, some of us had to be dedicated to be staying at home and doing something. We interrupt the meeting because we are also part of this. So making that a personal attack about interrupting the meeting and not being in there right now, our issues are that it takes 3 of us to run this meeting plus AV folks, and we miss everything. And if you keep wanting to have this, this is what's going to happen. And I think excluding people is, well, sorry, you pushed a button and, and there's 3 of us that have to take all of our time not getting to go to the meeting, sitting on Zoom, and then you want to take a shot at that because you think it's a lazy way out. I wholeheartedly disagree.
No,
Wholeheartedly disagree. And I've been doing Zoom for 2.5 years now.
okay, I think TJ was he actually was saying he was kidding. I don't think or JR, I'm saying JR was kidding. He did not
Well,
mean that.
well, we don't see that on Zoom. We see you. We don't see that on Zoom. All we hear is what we hear.
Okay.
So if you want to make those type of comments, then, think Rotarian style, not.
Oh, okay. So
I think we have to remember that the transition to Zoom was an emergency situation for the pandemic. I strongly agree with those who say it's the camaraderie that we are missing, and that is very important. So my thought is we could have some minor Zoom continuation, but we ought to have incentives to have people here rather than be on Zoom. The only advantages I see to Zoom are when people are in fact out of town, or we want to bring in an out-of-town speaker without transporting them here.
perfect. You know what? And Jeff, on that note, Zoom was something that was the only way that we were going to be able to have our meetings during the pandemic. I think what it is that what JR was saying is that during the meetings, if someone out in Zoom land wants to talk or we want to talk, we talk over each other without realizing. It's like the old two-way radio. If you don't wait that half second when you key up, you're walking on each other. So I don't think it's it's not intentional. But is there another way to skin that cat? Could we do another option? And I know this next slide is giving us another option.
And I just wanted to say that we did start Zoom because of the emergency and COVID. COVID has expired now, and what we'd like to do is make sure that everybody has access to the meeting. But instead of doing a live Zoom, we would do a live stream. So if you're not able to attend the meeting, you can watch the meeting either on Twitch or YouTube. You'll know what's gone on. You'll hear all the speakers. You'll hear everything, but you won't be an active participant. You won't be able to ask questions. And this will also give those who have to run the Zoom meetings a way to not have to do that anymore. So you will just dial up your YouTube channel, and we don't have to use our resources for people in out of, what is it?
I just wanted to indicate that St. Charles does that. And my wife, because unfortunately I'm out playing golf on Sunday morning, she attends mass by watching it on the broadcast.
Right.
But it's not interactive, and she
Right.
does it every Sunday. And I bet a lot of other members of St. Charles do that. And that would work here. I think that's a great idea.
And I think it's a good way for us to make sure that those people who are just comfortable now staying home either come back and be part of the fellowship. Part of joining Rotary is service to the community and service to each other. And if we're not a cohesive group, we're not effective, and we have to be together to be effective.
I agree. And I think that's exactly what JR was saying earlier.
Okay, perfect. All right. Was there any other comments on that or questions? Okay.
Well, Pat has his hand up and I know Hank had his hand up.
Oh,
too,
I'm
by
so
the way.
sorry. Okay, let me
You
put
check
my glasses on.
Zoom there.
You know what? And there's no little spaces on here, so I can't see. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I might invite Hank to go first, if you'd prefer, because his hand was up for quite a while, but then I have some observations I was going to offer.
Group in a heartbeat.
Hank, would you like to weigh in?
My comment was with regard to a previous issue. That's why it's up for such a long time. So I can wait until after this discussion's over.
Okay, Hank. Well, I think what I would comment on is that I appreciate people's desire for camaraderie and fellowship in the room. And at the same time, I would point out that we have, 20 participants here. Some of them are the overhead of the in the room login to and so forth. But that's a significant chunk of folks.
While Mike Morgan's comments about his wife's experience with a simple live streaming of the event offer that as an option, I would point out that with a little care and watching the chat, you can include the Zoom participants in a meaningful interactive dialogue. And I think that that's something to be cautious about just cutting off. And so those are concerns that I have about the tone of this. And I don't know if you can see the chat here, but I think that the tone and tenor of the previous remark was probably JR. I appreciate that you might have simply been joking, but it for people like Jeff who've done a lot more Zoom hosting than I have, it stings a little bit to view that as a way you're being perceived. So I would just keep that in mind. And I think that the other aspect of it is the logistics of setting up to live stream versus the logistics of setting up to Zoom are in my view not that different. And with that, I'll drop my hand and just leave it at that.
Okay, thank you very much. Go ahead, Christy.
So I'm an applicant and it sounds like I'm going to be joining very soon. And my only thing is, as a brand new member, there are, you said, what, 20 something people on Zoom that I have no idea who you are. I can't sit down and have a conversation with you. I'm not going to meet you at all or have any interactions with you unless we end up at the same big function where we're both volunteering. So that cuts out a significant portion of the club that I have no access to because I'm not on Zoom and I'm not a Zoom moderator. And that's my only concern.
Oh, okay. And any other comments or questions? And, again, we're trying to figure out how everybody feels and what we want to do. So, don't shoot the messenger. We're just trying to help here. Okay. I need to get tougher. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So we're going to go, any questions or comments? So let's go back to Hank. Hank, and I apologize, Hank, I don't have any pictures on here, so I did not see that you had your hand up. I apologize.
Let's see, with regard to the meeting next week, I double checked on the bulletin, the club bulletin, just to make sure that the meeting place was cited there. And I noticed that it was still saying that it was going to be right where it is today and not at Las Positas Winery.
Which day are you talking about? The 24th of May?
Yes, I am.
Okay. If you look in the newsletter that I think Niles put out, it's.
I just looked at the bulletin online. That's all.
What is the bulletin online? I'm sorry. I'm a bad Rotarian.
Okay, I pulled it up.
Is it the Spur?
Hang on a second.
Okay, well, it's been at Las Positas Winery for quite a while. Okay, well, if there is a mistake somewhere, we'll get that updated. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you.
Okay, are there any other comments on Zoom? I want to apologize up front for not recognizing you earlier.
Sheila, if this is planned, whenever you want me to, if there's a lot of comments, I'm gathering notes here, but I do want to share some of the costs of lunches at other clubs, in case anyone would find that instructive in any way. And if you're nodding your heads, I'll take that as assent. Mark nods your head. Okay. So this is obviously not scientific. I just, tried to go locally, and I wanted to go to clubs our size, but which I defined as 80 to 100. I really didn't get there very easily. And this is, let me just tell you what I learned. It isn't as simple as this is what we charge for lunch. Most clubs do some sort of thing where they build something into the fees, into your dues. We do that. I think we charge $2 or $3 a meeting extra or
Thank-
something like that. Something like that to cover the cost
Yes,
of
thank you.
the location. And then they may have a cost of the lunch, and they do usually. And the costs vary dramatically based upon the level of service and the location. Some of these clubs get free location. I don't know. I mean, Mark used to be the city manager. I don't think the city would give us a place for free, but some Rotary clubs get the place for free if they're meeting the city or government offices. So that obviously helps. We haven't been able to benefit from that, and that's okay. So I just want to give you those two findings. So let me run through. Downtown San Jose, which is obviously a huge club, right? And I have two of my partners that belong to that club. Their dues are $915 and they charge $25 per. Dublin charges $600 and only charges let me see my notes here. $15. But again, those are one of the clubs that actually gets the place for free. They meet in the public library, and they use what's called Tito's, and I can explain who it's a caterer that serves a lot of Rotary clubs. And now Pleasanton North charges dues of $1,500 a year, and they charge $30 per lunch on top of that. Now, what they included in the $1,500 is a lot of stuff. I mean, that we don't do, like contributions to foundation, et cetera, that sort of stuff. They have a minimum of 30 attendees to make their nut when it comes to lunch. Pleasanton, downtown Pleasanton charges, now, I wasn't sure this was the right number because it seemed really low. It was $375 their dues, and they charge $25 with a need for a minimum of 30 people. San Leandro was another one that charges only $300 in dues, but they also $15. But again, they're in a government building. They don't charge, in rent, facility fee. And I was told, this is the quote from their president: "It is shitty, horrible food." So there's, I guess, go back to my main points here. There is I don't know if there was ever an apples to apples comparison to us. And so I just wanted to pass that on. So you guys saw where, I mean, I want to search more and find out more, see if there's something, but I just wanted to pass that on to you guys that, is what people are charging. And it's wide range. Thanks, Sheila.
You bet. Government food. Yeah. Rations. Okay. Did we have any? Yeah, that's the Army. Sorry. Did we have any comments? Because I've ignored you, Zoomland. Any questions or comments from Zoomland? Okay. Then we have someone in the back of the room.
Hi, Rotarians. Hello, Rotarians. East Avenue Middle School, Ms. Toll wanted me to put out an invitation. You guys granted her at the science group rocket launcher, and they're shooting off water rockets next Tuesday. And I've got cards with the times. If any of you guys want to go to them, just see me before you leave. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Rex. Okay. Yes.
I just wanted to get back to Hank's comment about Bulletin. The only place that I know where Bulletin is on DACDB, and that may be where he's looking. And I look there too, and I find it so often out of date. I don't know who's keeping up, but somebody isn't. The location is in the newsletter, however, and it's accurate.
Well, I think Kathy Coyle had called me because for some reason, I think there was some blanks and maybe the system had a hiccup and she updated it or fixed it, I think, if I'm not mistaken. How about in the room? Anything else? So folks, what we're trying to do is get a read. What do we want to do? I know we're not all ecstatic about being here, but to go somewhere else and have a nice meal and sit down and have a tablecloth, it's going to cost us a little bit of money. I know you wanted to ask the question, is it mandatory that you pay for lunch?
So let's go there for a minute. We've talked about having to have a minimum number of folks do lunch. So that's just the truth of it. You have to get there. So I think, what we did in the old place for the people who are here and what to that is, you could buy lunch, you could then be here and get a cookie, those sorts of things. And so we can play a little bit with that, but if we sort of don't get to our minimum, we can't do that. The other piece is we are not going to burn any bridges here. We're not going to sort of say we're going to somewhere else and we're going to do it a new way and then we're never going back. We really do. I think part of this is, would you like a new place? And the answer to me is yeah, till I get there. And then I'll know more. And that it may be amazing, or it's like, oh, wow, didn't realize, fill in the blank. And if that's really the case, I mean, I think what we should do is think about this as a test run. And like with any good test runs, might be a little bumpy when we show up that day. So if you can sort of suspend the part of us that likes to sort of kill things dead before you've even got them out of the chute, just for a minute or two, while we sort of evaluate that, and then we'll sort of tinker with that a bit. I do really think, I mean, you can hear it in the room that there are some people who are ferociously passionate about, fellowship and eating. And there are people, when we sort of start to adjust where we go and how interactive we can go and how many of us can be on Zoom, we're going to lose some people if they don't feel comfortable coming back in person or have things going on in their lives where that's not possible. So those are things to be weighed. But again, I think going to our new place, seeing what that's like, you've seen now the results of the survey we did, and we'll all know a lot more once we've sort of at least done a trial run. Then we'll do the same thing again. We'll ask the questions once we sort of said, all right, now this, did you like that? Would you like it different? We'll play with that a little bit.
I just wanted to say one thing is that and it kind of goes back to Zoom, is I just want people to remember we have some members in our club that just can't come right now.
Yep.
And we don't want to lose those members.
No.
And that's really the only other thing is they just physically can't come to Livermore or be here.
Right. And you know what? I'm definitely sensitive to that. And because of that, that's why we're looking at another option to do that communication. And I think Pat made a comment about, if you manage it properly, you can have maybe a chat room, and there'll have to be that chat host that will manage those comments. But I do understand that I know some of the Rotarians that would love to be here, but they just physically can't. So I do respect that. Did you have a comment, Joel? Oh, it was Herb? Oh, Mike? It's okay. Okay. All right. So with that said, okay, well, where do we go from here? Okay. We're going to take a trial. Okay. So we're going to give it a shot week after next. We're definitely open to input. And if you know of something, oh, yes, go ahead.
Since you have a minimum of 30, is the kitchen going to make 30 meals? And then what do you do if 40 people want to eat?
They go hungry. So no. So we are going to have to work through that. I heard some people say, I don't like to tell people in advance what I'm going to do. Okay. Because that's a problem and it deals with my sense of self, direction. But at some level, to get us in the neighborhood, we're going to have an idea. Now, maybe we'll find it is exactly 32 and a half lunches every time. Statistically, it's amazing and it's no big deal because they're going to build a range. But if we go from 30 to 60, people would go hungry if they didn't tell us in advance. And I think we're going to start by asking people, and if people just say, I can't possibly be bothered to tell you, then we'll try something else and we'll see if we get burned. Because you all are like cats. So acting like we're going to say something, do it. I mean, that's sort of nonsense. We're going to see if we can mosey the group with the least amount of trauma to something new. And so this very first time out of the box, we're going and you're having lunch and you're paying $30. And so like, if you're going, you're paying $30. So This first time's a little unusual just because we're trying to take one click out, which is come have a lunch. That way you can speak with great authority about, I loved the lunch. I hated the lunch. The lunch had too many seeds in it, whatever. So come have lunch and have it be an experience and a wonderful test shot here.
Does the secretary need to send out a call and find out how many people are getting lunch on the 24th?
So I am going to be sending out a constant contact email and to everybody in the club. If you're interested in lunch, you will click on a link to buy your lunch. That way we'll know. If you're not interested, don't click on the link. And then we'll have a good idea how many people.
Oh, and by the way.
No, of course not. But that would defeat the whole purpose.
It's rice and beans.
Just to comment on what Irv said about not knowing how many people, we had to deal with this every week at the hotel.
Yep.
It's not a big deal and it's something that's easy to deal with. So I don't think that's an issue.
Okay,
Just money.
just money.
Just money.
Okay, so next week we have tiny houses with Jake Metcalf, and on the 24th, Paul Banky will be speaking to us about the new agricultural educational farm that is being built at the Alameda County Fairgrounds. I know somebody asked about that. So that, yes, there you go. All right. Again, I want to thank all of you for your input. It was very valuable, and we'll see you next week. Ready? Go.